Here we go.
Ready.
I'm going to do a quick audio test then to make sure that I've got audio.
Alrighty,
Unless you
sounds
can
great.
confirm that for me real quick.
Yeah, I can.
Just want to make sure we've got audio.
Yeah, I can. Nice. You got audio.
We're good?
Yep, all good. Nice.
Alright. Well, everybody, welcome to the live stream. 100
You got
subscribers
audio.
special here. In this
Yep,
little
all
live
good.
stream here, we've got Christian from Hooked on Musky Baits. He'll be joining us in just a second here. And before that, I just want to say this is also, I'm doing a giveaway here. First thing we've got is this 360 GT swim bait right here with the extra tails that come with it. This is a 2.5 inch, kind of a Cisco color here. Great body roll on this. The jig head rattles, which is really nice. I do like that touch. And we're also adding in here this 6-inch Senko already rigged up with a 3/0 offset hook here. So if you want to enter for that, all you have to do is go to the live chat here, and then what you're gonna do is type in Claybuster in the chat, and you're gonna be entered. At the end we'll be doing the drawing, and whoever wins will just contact me, whether it be through Facebook or through Instagram, and we'll get you your stuff. So without further ado, we're going to add Christian. Right, there we go. There he is. Christian, welcome to the channel.
Good to be here.
So, we're going to do a little bit of Q&A here for you guys. First question I have for you, Christian, is
Good to be here.
do you like fishing rocks or weeds better, and why?
Okay, well, first, already, for rocks or weeds, it depends on what lake I'm on. Okay, and, well, personally, I guess kind of what for rocks or weeds, it depends on what lake I'm on, and I guess kind of what area you're fishing in. I'd probably pick weeds. Like here in northern Wisconsin, I would pick, I'd probably pick weeds. Well, during the summertime, I'd pick weeds. Fall, I'd pick rocks. And why? I just feel like, you know, it's more of a water depth kind of thing, so I like fishing deep in the fall, and shallow weeds usually during the summer, and deep weeds mixed in. And to answer the question why, probably just confidence.
So, kind of a personal preference thing.
Not sure exactly, but
I understand that.
you know, it's just
So,
kind of, you're looking for the fish.
I'll say my statement on this. I personally just stick with weeds all year long.
Yeah.
Just never had real good success on rocks. We've tried. You fish.
On rocks.
That's true. That fish was off of rocks, casting up to a weed line that transferred straight over into rocks. Then that was where that fish was. But that's the only success that we've had when it comes to rocks. So that's why I like to stick to weeds.
Well, personally, on the lake that like I started musky fishing on, it was a rock. Personally, on the lake that like I started musky fishing on, it was a rock. It was, if you could find rocks, they were always great. And I guess kind of what I found is if they were on the rocks, then they weren't on the weeds. So I mean, that's kind of, you kind of gotta try both any given day, and it's more, it's hard to, kind of decide, because both of those are, obviously great cover for fish, and it's more of a lure choice thing. That's kind of like reeling bucktails over weeds versus ripping bulldogs over rocks, or switching it from reeling bucktails over rocks to ripping bulldogs over weeds. Those are just kind of the two
That does make pretty good sense, actually. Your logic to it, it's something better than what I would have had to say. Because personally, I just shallow weeds. I love it. You just can't beat throwing a bucktail over shallow weeds, in my opinion.
Fun, but for me, like, I just go where the fish go, and it's like, it's hard not to
fun, but
fish.
For me,
Because it's
like, I just go where the fish go, and it's like, it's hard not to feed the fish, because it's like, I have the most fun fishing with Laylure's flattail. But that's not really what I would. My favorite bait is obviously a bucktail. Bucktail. I have to kind of just put the bucktail down for a while and throw something like a suic or something, because even though confidence is a huge thing, because if you're fishing a bait, obviously you're going to put more fish in the boat, fishing it harder, and you have but with like a suic, sometimes
it makes perfect
suic
sense.
Is what they.
So then the next thing that I'm gonna go on to here is going to be
sometimes that's what
as the year goes on, if just for your opinion, then after you're done I'll state my opinion, but when it comes to fishing bucktails throughout the year, what do you start out the year with and how do you end the year? The whole progression, size wise, different blade styles, anything like that.
Yeah, that's a great personally start my year off with the hooked on musky baits, musky
that's
Slayer.
A great
I've had great success on. That's what I call
start my year
on this year. And
with the hooked on musky baits, musky Slayer. I've had great success on. That's what I caught fish of the year on this year. And in that same week, that same day, we loaded 2 fish off 4 and had 6 follow. So that definitely works. And then I would so opening weekend, usually any something like that, I would be fishing with the musky Slayer, and then about maybe second week of June, I would start throwing the bomb 7/8 bomb, and possibly the firecracker if I was fishing deeper, and maybe open water, because there can be a really good open water bite, and then I would move to fishing almost exclusively the firecracker, unreleased around maybe July, or end of July. I would start those kinds of baits, and then once we get into, so that'll fall through all the way through about the first week of September, and then this is something that's kind of unorthodox, but this is put tons of fish in the boat for me, is actually then during the fall time moving back to smaller presentations. Then I would actually pick the musky Slayer back and fish it really slow instead of pretty fast. I would just basically slow, and it always worked really well for me. And then I would move and then that would follow you to about
Another unreleased
second or third week of October.
Massive.
double.
Then I would go
That would be kind of what I would throw in.
another unreleased
Like,
that's
about that.
featured double.
Just,
That would be kind of what I would throw, and I would just cast it out and like
All right.
reel about
That is actually a certainly great take on that, and I know
just
that will
so
produce
the blades are
dozens
like
and dozens of fish
just turning.
for anyone who tries that. Then personally for me, I like starting out the season with the Micro Night Thunder when it comes to a bucktail, that single 6 Colorado. Discontinued, yes. But that's what I like to start with, just cranking that thing in about as fast as you can. And it's caught fish. I caught my very first muskie. That's how I caught my first muskie. That would go till around the 3rd week of June, somewhere in there is my opinion on that. Then from there I would switch to single 8 or something somewhere in there, maybe like if it's a double bladed, double 7s maybe, up until July 4th-ish, just through that little area, because the water, it's definitely starting to warm up by then. Then I'd progress to the 7/8 bomb or the bomb, and you definitely could throw that one all the way through to September, definitely. I caught that 39.
A lot of people would just start off throwing bomb or 7/8, which that's a great way to do it, but you know, if you live in like
A lot of
Minnesota
people
or something,
would just start off throwing bomb or 7/8.
skipping over the musky
That's a
slayer and
great
just going straight to the bomb or
way to do
7/8
it, but
Absolutely.
you know, if you live in like Minnesota or something,
You know,
I would
here in
recommend
Wisconsin, you could throw
almost just skipping over the musky slayer and just going straight to
Yeah,
the bomb
definitely.
or the
Especially
7/8
when you're fishing in lakes that are
But,
100% numbers lakes
here
and
in
nothing
Wisconsin,
related
you
to
could
size.
probably-
Like all your 30
the
inches are
musky
just
slayer is going to
packed into
produce a
that
lot
lake.
more fish for you.
I mean, this bait right here, the musky slayer that I'm holding, it's gonna get the job done for you. It got the job done for you this early season. So I mean, it obviously catches fish.
Yeah, and like I start off in really, really like numbers lakes, but you know, I do
Yeah,
fish a lot
and,
of big fish
like,
waters, so
I start off
I mean the musky
in
slayer
really,
gets it
really
done no
like
matter
numbers
what.
lakes, but
Definitely.
Oh.
But then, also
I
for
do
me
fish
then,
a lot of big fish
sometime
waters,
end of
so
July then,
I mean the musky
obviously
slayer
you can
gets
keep
it
throwing
done
the
no
bomb
matter
through
what.
there, that double 8. But something that's unreleased right now, it's double bladed, but it's just a little bit step up, not to the 10 size. It's, can I just say the size?
Huh?
Can I just say the size of it? Just,
Yeah.
alright.
Yeah, you can say
It's a double 9. That's all I'm gonna say. There's plenty of double 9s, but this one's special.
Huh?
And
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
when we
you
were
can say
fishing, we recorded that video. What was it? July 31st, was it? Something like that, or August 1st?
something.
Something right in there. So it's right as you're transitioning from July into August is when we were fishing in that video. And I was throwing that double 9 and I had a foul.
Something.
Came right off of a big tree, a bunch of down timber. Came in hot.
Yeah,
That was very, very hot for that bait. And
almost wish like a 7/8 in that situation, because the
Yeah,
hard
that
part
was
is when you're throwing bigger bladed bucktails, you can't get it as fast.
That's
So that's where
I
it's
almost wish you
like, that
like a 7/8 in that situation, because the hard part is when you're throwing bigger bladed bucktails, you can't get it
you know, you gotta
as
get
fast.
the charged up.
So that's where it's like,
You
oh, that
throw
fish.
with your big ball, you- But then once you get to
So I mean,
that
it was.
last
It's like,
10 to 20
you know, you gotta get the
away from the
charged
boat,
up.
start
That's where
reeling
you
it back,
slow roll your bait all you want.
but don't
But then once you get to that last
and then
10
take a hard
to 20
L
feet
and just
away
do
from
at
the boat,
least a full figure
start
eight.
reeling it back,
And that
but
fish
don't break the
most of the time
surface,
on
and then just
your
take a
outside
hard
turn.
L turn
Yeah,
and
which
just do
that
at
fish
least
that
a full
followed there, we
figure eight.
didn't include it in either of our videos, but
And
it
that
turned right
fish
away
will
from the
eat
boat. So
most of the
the
time
figure eight
on
was, I
your
tried, but
outside turn.
it was gone. It sailed the boat and didn't want to be there.
That's not critiquing you, but that's where you got to get those fish charged up before they come to the boat.
Yeah, which
And that's like, don't you got to reel it in.
And that's
Gotta get it moving
not critiquing you, but that's where you got to get those
Absolutely.
fish charged up before they come to the boat.
Gotta
And that's
every
like,
cast, keep her
don't
going.
you
Yep.
gotta reel it in.
But that double nine, then
You gotta
you
get it
can
moving
absolutely
before-
run that then all the
you know,
way
before
through until
the fish is there.
the ice starts
Gotta-
coming in.
Every cast, keep her going.
But when it gets then down to that fall pattern, then like you said, breaking out the musky slayer here again, or a smaller bucktail and slow rolling that.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. Or like the great big things, that double 12 we've got coming up soon. That thing is gonna shine. I actually, you guys don't know this, but I booked a guide because you can always learn more when it comes to musky fishing. So I booked a guide for October 9th, I believe it is. And I'm definitely taking that bait with me when we go out, and I have confidence it's going to catch fish. And then it's just some stuff like that, either the really small stuff or the great big stuff, all the way through then to me, once you reach like September, October, because the water temps then are getting down to 50s. I mean, they're down there quite a bit. So that's my take on it.
You know, the one big mistake that a lot of people make is instead of just what they'll do, it's like either fish really
You know, the
small
one big mistake that a lot of
and big and slow,
make
but it's like
is instead of just what they'll do,
sometimes small
it's
and
like
slow. A lot of
either
times
fish
in early
really small
it's like those fish are
and
post
big and slow, but it's like,
they're
you know, a lot of times
not
small
normal.
and slow. A lot
sluggish.
of times in early
they're sluggish.
season, because it's
So
like those fish are
normally you
post
wanna get
spawn,
those fishes
just,
charged up as
you know,
and,
they're
you wouldn't want to
just
burn the crap
not
out of your
normal,
bait to get the fish charged
and
up.
yeah, they're sluggish. So it's like,
They're just so
normally you want to
sluggish
get
and
those
slow,
fishes charged up as
can't
you,
get themselves
and you know, you would
charged up
want to
enough
just burn the
to
crap
go
out of your
chase
baits to
down
get
the
the fish charged up.
Absolutely.
They're just so
Just a
sluggish
reminder
and
again
slow.
to anyone who's watching then, if you would
Can't
like to
get
enter to
themselves
win
charged up enough
these baits right
to
here,
go
these
chase down a
this
bait.
360 GT swim bait, and this already rigged up Senko with the 3/0 hook on there, just type Claybuster in the chat here and we'll get you entered. That's all you need to do. So on to my next question then, which this question I feel like a lot of people don't really ask, but it's because I never hear people talking about this in most of the videos I watch, especially in today's angler videos. When it comes to the different times of the year, what depth range is where you're targeting? I never hear people talk about the depth range to target muskies.
Well, that is a really good question. But the problem is, the reason that you never hear them talk about that is because there's no answer.
Well, that's
Just kind of the thing.
that is a really good question.
But
But the problem is, the reason that you never hear them talk about that is because there's no
spend
answer.
enough time on the water to really figure that out.
That's just kind of the thing. You gotta
I
figure.
guess probably
You know,
during the early season,
it's kind of hard unless you
on your deep clear
spend
lakes,
enough time on the water to really figure that out. Is
anywhere
I
from
guess
30 to
probably
100 feet
during
of
the
water,
early season,
and that
you're
sounds
either
insanely
on your deep
but
clear
a lot of
lakes.
the-
I would target around
a lot of times on those
anywhere from 30 to 100 feet of water,
like
and that sounds insanely deep,
early
but
season by
a lot of the
times
fish
like
are out there.
million,
A lot of times on those deep
early season
um
open water
or
bites.
well that would be like open water, early season bite. A lot of times, like Lake Vermilion, there's a huge early season open water bite, and
shallow.
then just you're on most of your lakes. You're gonna be during that early season. You're gonna be fishing shallow, maybe anywhere from 3 to 10 feet. Maybe, you could always fish, up to about 20 feet also, but then casting, position the boat in maybe 20, 25 feet of water, but then be casting into maybe 6 feet of water.
I would fish anywhere from about.
And then for summer, summer's usually really simple. Well, it kind of just depends on, I would fish anywhere from about feet to, maybe 30 feet. It's a really wide depth range, but, it's like, if I look on a map of a lake, for this time of year, I'm just, like, you can, like, so it'll have, like, I'll just circle humps that's 10, 15 feet deep. And then I just go fish those humps or points or whatever, and then for fall, for late season, I always just have a hard time, because I don't even know how to explain, because those fish could be in 5 feet of water, they could be in 100 feet of water. It's just, that's a really hard time of the year to figure out, and if somebody has that
definitely a good take on things.
Let me know.
For me, when it comes to opening season, like opening weekend and the first few weeks there, like 2-3 weeks, the bait fish are still deeper, so that's where the muskies are going to be, are deeper. So you're going to be targeting anywhere from the 8 foot to the 20 foot range, somewhere in there. That's personally where I target with your smaller bucktails, small crankbaits we use. I have that 6-inch Musky Mania Jake that I do great on. You've seen it. And that thing early season is amazing. I love it. We've actually used that all the way through to August in net action. But then as you get more into mid-June, and personally, I would honestly say all the way through to end of August, through August, we're fishing mainly the 12 all the way up to 4 foot zone, somewhere in there. Obviously not just fishing that zone, but like steep drop-offs, rocks, weeds. If it's just a sand flat in 12 feet of water, there's not going to be a fish there. You got to find the structure. So that's what we kind of do. And then when it gets towards fall, like the start of fall, we still stay up shallower, 5 to 10 feet of weeds, maybe even a little shallower than 10 feet, 8 feet even. And once those water temps get below like the 54, 53 degree mark, then you'll want to head out right to deep water. I mean, on this lake that's right next to me right now, I know of a point, probably a half a mile straight that way of me, and probably 200 yards off of that, there's a hump that comes up. It's 40 feet all around it, and it comes right up to 18 feet on the top. I can tell you for a fact right now, smallmouth, walleye, pretty much anything, muskies, probably pike down there too, they're going to be on that hump. You just know that they are. And that's...
If, there's, like, wall, something, or bass on that spot, these are going to be there.
If, there's, like, wall, something, or bass on that spot, muskies are going to be there too. They're going to be, because those small fish are feeding, so then those muskies are going to be feeding on, so basically, like, Steiners are up on that, or Cisco's or whatever, are up on that feeding on plankton. So then the smallmouth, largemouth,
Absolutely.
walleye,
So that's where I kind of target.
maybe
I don't like
small
to go
northern
deeper than
are
25
up there
feet,
feeding
if I'm
on
being
them,
honest.
and
I
the muskies
personally
are
just
feeding on
don't
the
like to do that.
smallmouth,
That's just me.
largemouth,
Everyone
the
has different
walleyes,
fishing
and the
styles and knows
northerns.
what works. But that's the way that we do that. Trolling your crankbaits down there, fishing, say, a Poseidon, getting it nice and down there, something like that when it gets towards the fall is just, it's in the deep water. That's the way that we go, because I mean, you can only get so deep with a bucktail. So once they start moving deep, bucktails just personally aren't an option.
Yeah, that's just. I mean, unless you put like an ounce of weight on it or something.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
Mhm.
So, yeah, definitely. I've never actually heard anyone say that they'd fish that
Yeah,
deep for a
that's just.
muskie.
I mean, unless you put like an ounce
So,
of weight on it
yeah,
or something.
deepest I've ever heard is 30 feet. So, you're the first person to say that I've heard of.
Start walking the tangling edge.
So then, my
Really?
next question for you here is going to be, well, let me think. Which one should I go with first?
Start watching the tangling edge.
I feel like I'm gonna have to ask you, what is your favorite bucktail to throw, in general?
Well, my favorite release bucktail is the 7/8 bomb, hands down.
Well,
It doesn't pull as hard as the bomb down deeper than just the
my favorite
regular bomb.
released bucktail
And not
is
like
the
throwing
7/8
the
bomb,
regular bomb.
hands
That's,
down.
you know, the bait that
It's just,
started it all.
it doesn't pull as hard as the
Us
bomb,
anyway.
down deeper
And,
than just the regular bomb.
it's just,
And I'm not
you know,
like throwing
getting
dirt
your
on the
bait
regular
out
bomb.
deeper
That's,
and being able to crank it
you know,
faster.
the bait that started it all,
But
for
then there's
us
another
anyway.
release
And,
bait that I probably shouldn't talk
it's just,
about, that
you know, for
will be coming,
getting your
like,
bait down deeper and being able to crank it
like, you can
faster,
expect it
7/8. But then there is another
somewhere
released bait
within,
that I probably shouldn't talk about, so
I
that
probably shouldn't throw out
will
exactly,
be coming like
but
soon.
it's coming.
Like you can expect it with
I can't say
probably
anything about
somewhere.
I know
Within-
exactly which one you're talking about, and yeah,
I
you
probably
don't want to
shouldn't
be
throw out
saying
exact
anything about
date.
it.
But
Well,
it's
there's
coming
actually
soon,
two that I could
and
be
it's
thinking,
I
talking
can't
about,
say
so
anything
that's
about it.
kinda-
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that's going to be coming up quick.
Mhm. Show season? Are you thinking
Well,
show
there's
season? They'll
actually
definitely
two
be
that
out
I
by
could
then.
be thinking, talking about. So
one of
that's
the
kind of.
dates,
There's a lot of stuff that's gonna be coming up quick.
will be a state,
Um,
and
one of the baits,
because I'm going to be at the
will be coming
and,
out.
the other one should be out.
Will be its
I mean,
debut,
it could be out
and
in,
because I'm gonna be at the
I
Expo if that's. And
next
the other one
5 months.
should be out.
Cool.
I mean,
well,
it could
you
be
guys should
out
definitely be
in-
excited for those baits. I know I certainly
I mean,
am. Especially around here in the Oneida County, Vilas area here where I am.
next 5
Definitely
months.
excited to throw that one. So yeah. Moving on to the next question then. Obviously you make bucktails, and you love throwing your bucktails. But we all know that there are plenty of other bait options that work plenty good as well. There's a time and a place for every bait. When you're not throwing a bucktail, what is your favorite bait to throw, and why?
Okay, that would definitely have to be some kind of rubber bait, either a bulldog or a
some kind of rubber bait, either a bulldog or a Medusa.
And what kind of water
why?
depth or structure would you be
Because
fishing those
I
over?
get it down deep, and
Well,
I don't know.
Two things with,
I just like them.
the structure. So there's kind of two structure is like the actual concept,
Well,
like weed hunt and
so
stuff
there's
like that.
kind of two
And then
things
cover
with
would be
the structure.
Like,
So
a
there's
bed,
kind of two
like actual like
structure
cabbage weed or like
is like the
a
actual
big
concept,
green
like
tree
weed
in
hunt
the water
and
or
stuff like that,
uh,
and then cover would be like
that, something where the
a weed bed, like actual like cabbage weed or like a big like
basically
fallen tree in the water, or like
obviously
something
the one thing
something like that, something where the fish
when people compare bulldogs
and
because they are not
and then
made.
so
Now,
basically
for
for bulldogs, obviously. Now the one thing is that I hate is when people compare bulldogs and Medusas,
like
because they are not the same bait. You do not work them the same. You don't. There's really nothing
personally
about them except for the material that they're made out
I
of,
like
and
I don't
like
know bigger than a regular
they have fairly similar.
because a regular
And
same size as a magnum bulldog.
personally,
And
I would for
so normally
I like I don't go
for
bigger than a regular
like
because a regular is the same size as a magnum bulldog, and so normally going either a mid or a mini Medusa
I would just kind of
for like just
I like ripping them
those are like my go-tos.
and
I mean, a
then
micro would work really well because that's a pretty seasonal bait,
the regular magnum.
and I would just kind of I like ripping them real and popping them through weeds, and then bulldogs I would normally throw either regular or magnum. Usually go to the pound size, but I will on very special occasions late fall,
But a magnum
and
is a bait that you
dogs.
would
Those are my slow baits.
usually over some
Other than
kind
a
of
bulldog, I'll kind of get that popping,
water
like
area.
kind of ripping it pretty aggressively. But a magnum is a bait that you would throw
You can rip it, but you
usually over some kind of at least 15 feet of water
doing that. But
area, and you're just
yeah,
slowly
that's
like
kinda,
pulling it. Usually, I mean, you can
my,
rip it, but you have some serious manpower and some serious
that
rod power.
I don't
doing
mean
that,
to throw
but-
dirt on them, but I just don't.
Yeah, that's kind of
For me, I have a very hard time.
my go-to bait on a bucktail.
Walk
And
the dog
there's a lot of baits that
like some kind of quick.
I don't mean to throw dirt on them, but I just don't like. For me, I have a very hard time like a squid,
So
a walk the dog top
It's
water, or like
boring.
some kind of
Never
twitch
had
bait. Personally, I just
that's
do
kind
not, or fly bait.
things.
Those are baits that I just have a very hard throwing because they're so,
Well, for casting,
it's just boring.
trolling them,
Never had,
not kind of casting them.
so that's kind
Alright, so
of baits.
my
What-
take when it
that
comes
I
to
would
not using a bucktail
Not use
is
normally,
my
but
number one bait.
well,
I'm
for
going with the
casting
Suick
anyway.
curly suit.
crankbaits,
It's
I
just
love trolling them.
it looks
I'm
great.
not a fan of casting them.
Oh yeah, those are really good. The one thing is, as soon as I heard that, I was like, oh yeah, you're going for a suet. The one bait I didn't troll with.
But
Oh,
I mean, when it comes
I
to the way that it looks
Oh
in the
yeah,
water,
those are really good.
it
The one
is
thing is,
extremely
as soon as I heard that, I was
well.
like,
It has
oh,
great
yeah,
vibration. You
you're
can
going
feel
for
a
a suet. The
humongous
one bait
thump
I
with it
didn't
in the
troll
water.
with.
It has that tail vibrating. It's just an oversized spinnerbait and a rubber and a bucktail. all combined into one bait, and you can burn it in quick. You can give it a nice slow reel. Like,
Yeah.
it's painful with my new Revo Toro Beast that I now have. It's painful. Yep, I grabbed that instead of that Daiwa. I just didn't like it as much as that Abu Garcia. So you gotta crawl it though, if you really want to, and you can get it down 10 feet even. And that's how I had my first follow this year, was doing that. I was crawling that bait.
That would be a bit probably not burn, just because I don't know how to burn. That would just be painful.
It does pull very hard when you do that, but you can get it right over the weeds that are sticking up. I mean, if there's 3 feet of water, 2 feet of water between the top of the weeds
I don't know
and the surface of the water, you can burn it with your rod tip up pretty decently, and it'll keep right on going over those weeds. Or if you're fishing like right along a weed edge and you're in 12 feet of water, slow roll that thing. It gets right down into their strike zone. That's personally what I have to go with. I mean, I love it.
Yeah, it's pretty good bait.
So then, just a reminder to everyone one more time, if you want to enter to win this giveaway we're doing here, we have this 2.5 inch 360 GT swim bait with the rattling jig head, Cisco color, and you're getting the extra tails that come in the package as well, along with this already rigged up 6 inch Senko here with a 3/0 hook. All you have to do is type in Claybuster in the chat. I'll do a drawing at the end of this stream. I'll also let you know then in my next video as well who the winner was, and that you need to contact me if you want to get your stuff. And if I don't hear back from you by the end of the month, August 31st, then we're gonna do another drawing. So just a reminder, everyone. Then on to the next question then. Let's see, what would it have to be? It would have to be, what is your favorite crankbait to troll? Size, pattern, everything. What's your favorite crankbait for trolling?
Cracker Jack Tiger color.
That is definitely a good bait. When it comes to trolling for me, I have an 8-inch Musky Mania Jake. Obviously you've heard me say the 6-inch, but that 8-inch trolls fantastic. You could even go up to the 10-inch Jake.
Cracker Jack
But
Tiger
personally,
color.
when it comes to the 13-inch Grandma, no, that's just too big for me. I like, I mean, yes, they have a time and a place, and they're going to catch big fish, but personally, I just don't like to go that big. So,
And a lot of people don't want to, but I'm definitely a big fan of the bigger baits.
yeah.
For trolling, I'll go up to 14.
Oh, and a lot of people
That's definitely a big bait.
don't want to,
Really big bait.
I'm definitely a big fan
So,
of
let's see, what should I get for next question here? I'm kind of coming up with these on the fly, just so you all know, but they are great questions. Most of them, at least. What should I go with next here? Oh, I know.
For cover.
When it comes to rod and reel combos, what do you got? What's your favorite for working, let's say, throwing the 7/8 bomb? What's your favorite setup, and why?
Okay, so
for cover.
necessarily that I have this setup, this was just like the most ideal. So the main thing is, if you want speed, then if you want to really get a bait going fast,
Okay, so necessarily that I have this setup, this would just be like the most ideal.
because if you're gonna go with a really
So the main thing is, if you want speed,
you're
then
replacing your
if you want to really get a bait going fast,
with
then
with
go with a moderate
like
gear ratio.
basically, and
Because if you're gonna go with a really
personally like a
fast,
ratio would be
lose
ideal
a ton
for
of
me
you're replacing your
slow
power
a double
with
10 or something like
with
or,
just like
or,
speed basically,
high
and you
speed
can't
reels
get
are meant for
personally like a
specifically like
reel
rubber
would be
or
ideal
something
for
where
me
you can pick up
for
the slack
like
fast,
slow rolling
but personally
a double 10 or something
for
like,
my rod
or
reel, I would go with
like
dial Alexa
high speed reels are
400,
meant for specifically like
double
rubber
10,
to where or a bait where you need to pick up the slack
and
fast.
in a 6-to-1
But
ratio,
personally,
so it's kind of more
for my rod and reel,
so it's not
I would
like
go with
fast,
a Dial Alexa
7-to-1, but it's not
400
a 5-to-1
W
too slow,
handles,
and
and in a
this is
6-to-1
just in general,
ratio,
completely
so it's
all
kind of
around
more
rod reel
moderate,
combo.
so it's not like in
Then for a rod,
fast, not a
I would
7-to-1,
say
but it's
a
not
9-foot head steel
a
rod
5-to-1, so too
or
slow,
a
and
9-foot telescopic
this is just in general like a
watch
completely all around rod and reel combo.
and the green
With,
rod, not the.
and then
not
for
the
a
one-
rod, I would say
Yeah,
a
I
9-foot
completely
head
understand
steel
that.
rod,
I'm actually considering getting the spot
or
model
a
tomorrow,
9-foot
actually, possibly. If I don't
telescoping,
get it tomorrow, I'll get it sometime this winter.
lot by
But I'm
Chaos
definitely going to be
Tackle.
picking up a SWAT here
And the
before next
green
season.
rod, not the 2020.
I'll probably pair that right up again with the same Revo Toro Beast that I have right now and the high speed. I think it's the 6.4 to 1 gear ratio, which is the high speed, of course. The low speed is the 4.9, which just for my first setup, I'm thinking a higher speed. Yes, there's certain things where a lower gear ratio is better, but you can always reel slower, in my opinion. That's the way I look at it, instead of wearing yourself out trying to crank it in. That's just my opinion on that. Of course, everyone has different opinions.
Not to argue, but the thing is, I think I personally would rather have a ton of power and just kind of speed up a little bit than have to like wear myself out.
And not to argue,
It's hard to not,
but the thing is, I think
high speed
I
reel.
personally would rather have a ton of power and just kind of speed up a little bit than have to like wear myself out, because it's hard to not high speed reel.
Definitely.
But I mean, it's just
and it's also about
completely
the different
up to your
baits that you're using.
That's
Obviously,
kind of
when you have multiple setups, that's one thing. But
you
starting
know, you
out,
kind of have to find
personally,
your
I
own
gotta
opinion
say,
with,
not to the 8.1 to 1,
like,
which is what I was originally going to get
speed.
on my shock and awe that I have. I'm glad that the guys at the Musky shop talked me out of that. I went with the 7.1, and I personally like it. I don't mind the slow rolling with it. I don't mind, but it's all personal preference when it comes to that. So if you're watching this right now and you're thinking, oh, he says you should get a high speed, it doesn't matter. It's your personal preference, and if you don't like it, you can always take it back and get a new one.
I would just call the Musky shop and just like ask them.
Definitely.
Because I mean, those guys are professional musky anglers, and they probably know.
I would just
because they work
call
in
the Musky
industry,
shop
even though I work.
and just like ask them, because I mean,
It's definitely
those guys are professional
it's all
musky anglers, and
all on the counter.
they probably know
are literally musky guys.
more than we do because they work in the musky industry. Even though I work
Some
in the
guy
industry,
who makes things
um,
and loves musky.
it's definitely it's all
Professional
I
anglers
mean,
that
all
make that live
on the counters at the musky shop are literally musky
so
guys.
that's
they're
all it's
probably
got to be is ask the professionals.
Because I'm just
We're still
some
amateurs
guy
at this
who
point.
makes baits
Yes, we
and loves
do
musky.
know a decent bit when
They're
it comes to it. We
actual
watched our fair share of musky
professional
videos.
anglers that make the
But
good
yeah,
fish.
oop, I think I'm losing you here. Did your camera just turn off? Alright, there are some slight connection difficulties, so if we lose Christian here, he'll just rejoin in a second. So just give him a little bit. Otherwise, I'm going to go on to my next topic that I want to go into here, which is going to be just, how should I say this? Because there's so many, like you walk into the Musky shop and you see walls and walls just filled with baits. So many different baits that you would not believe. I mean, I'm sure plenty of you have been to the Musky shop before. I mean, I'm 10 minutes away from it where I am now. You walk in there and like you see so many different bucktails. I mean, there's anything from, you know, your tiny single 8, which is the smallest you really see in there, up to your double 13s for whatever reason. Personally wouldn't use a double 13. I don't like those massive baits no matter what time of year it is. But you'll see so many different brands out there, and it's just, they're all made so differently. Christian's baits are definitely well made. The heat shrink, the Musky Slayer doesn't have heat shrink on it, as you can see right here. But the heat shrink he puts on his other bucktails, like the Bomb, he rebuilt, or he reshafted, I should say, my Bomb, because obviously I caught 3 fish on it, and after that 39, it was definitely, the shaft was definitely bent, you could tell. Still ran great, but I was there, why not have him reshaft it right away? So we got that reshafted, and by the end there, I mean, we could barely tear the heat shrink apart. I tried, I helped him out with it, and you just couldn't tear it apart. So yeah, thank you for the Funk CT, whoever you are. I'm just now looking at these comments because of sharing my screen for you guys with Christian. Thanks for the congratulations. That's epic. Hello. If you want to enter in my giveaway here, just type in Claybuster in the chat and we'll add you in. You're gonna win. If you win, you're going to win right here, 360 GT swim bait, 2.5 inch with the extra tails, and the already rigged 6-inch Senko here. It's kind of a brown color with 3/0 hook on here, offset. So yeah, just type Claybuster in the chat right there. I'll even give you an example here. All you need to do, right there, you see that in the chat, that's all you need to do, Claybuster. So just like PSB photo there, thank you. You're in. We'll do a drawing here at the end. I don't know quite how I'm gonna do that. Yep, perfect. You're entered in the giveaway. I'll let you know, I'll say in the end or in my next video who won. Apart from that, thank you to everyone who's subscribed and have been watching the videos. I just want to know then from the viewers, as long as I have the live chat here, how was the last video? Did you like it? I only got one comment on it, and it was from Christian. So how long have you wanted to be a YouTuber? I've thought about starting my channel since I was probably in the 7th grade, since I saw my first few Burn and Eights videos, which was right when they were around the 5,000 subscriber mark. That was when I really wanted to start my own channel, but I didn't have the know-how or anything like that. So then I started it once I took a high school class, and the reason I wanted to take the class was to learn how to program computers. Found out it was a video editing class instead, and here we are. I've learned how to do this live stream stuff from that. It was something I learned. So thank you to Dave Koor and Ben Wilhelm. They're the people who have helped teach me this stuff. And then I met Christian then at the Musky Expo in 2020, that would be, and bought a bait from him, and we just kept in close contact, and here we are now. We're doing this live stream together, if he hasn't joined back yet. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at now. If everyone else, I see we have 4 people watching right now. If anyone else has a question they'd like to ask right now, I'll go right ahead and answer it for you. guess I'll have a drink of water. And I'll also tell you a funny story right away too. So, last night I went down to the docks right here. Thank you. Gives me photo. Thank you very much. But I went down to the docks right down here, by where we're staying right now, and I was fishing using this bait right here, the Musky Slayer, which is, I love this bait. I'm definitely going to use this early season. My dad will love this more than I will, on it, if I'm being honest. And how many subscribers do you need to start taking YouTube very serious? Personally, once I feel like, because I'm still not taking it as serious as I should be. I mean, I'm working 36 hours a week, making money, trying to pay for my truck, which isn't the white truck behind me, it's over there more. If I can, right, my camera. Right there, that's my truck. So, working hard to pay that off. I can turn my mic down just a little bit. There we go. Working very hard to pay that off. But I would say once you get to the 1,000 subscriber mark and you get monetized, because that's the point of monetization, you have to apply for that, obviously. That's when you'll start taking it more serious, because you start making money off of it. So you'll really probably dig into it. That's my opinion. People have been doing it right away from the start, doing that. But that's the way I feel. So I'll get back to my story then here. I was fishing with this right here. It's a single 7 French blade, just trying it out, casting around, really just trying to catch my neighbors that were up here with us some bluegills, and we did catch some bluegills later on then. And I cast it out and my line snapped, and there went this bait right here. I'm holding it in my hand, okay, we're fishing from shore, but I still had my swim trunks on from when we went pontooning earlier yesterday, and I knew I could touch the whole way out. It wasn't weedy. It was basically a 4 or 5 foot sand flat. So I got in and I went to right where I saw it land, and I could see the blade sitting down there. So I grabbed on to the blade, of course. You don't want to be grabbing onto the hooks. Just with my foot, brought it up, and bam, I have it right here with me today. So, just a funny story. We've had some pretty good viewage going on here. Thank you to everyone who's watching right now. If you're subscribed, if you're not subscribed and you're watching, hit the subscribe button. Stick around. Gonna be filming, I don't even know, 3-4 videos here. If I'm moving too much, you can just say so. If you're getting like motion sickness or something, when I'm a talker, I like to move. But tomorrow we're gonna be heading out here again, in this northern Wisconsin, Oneida area here, Oneida Vilas, I should say, and we're going to be doing some fishing, and then we're going to be doing it again the next 2 days, Tuesday, Wednesday. I think we're going to do 4 lakes, one in the morning one day. Other than that, we'll be fishing every night then on a different lake, filming some videos for you guys. So where did you get the name Claybuster? Well, this one comes into the fact that I'm a huge trap shooter. I love shooting trap. If you don't know what that is, you can always look it up. I've gone to the national tournament 2 times, 3 times, which anyone can do it. I'm through the SCTP, which is the Scholastic Clay Target Program, and I just love shooting clays. So like on my hat here, you can see where I'm from, obviously. But there are these pins right here. You see this hat in every one of my videos. But there's a 25, a 50, and a 75. So when it comes to what those pins mean to me, that comes to the fact of you shoot rounds of 25 in trap, and there are 100 bird tournaments. And when you run, there are 4 rounds. Each one is 25. So when you hit all 25 in a row, that's where that 25 comes from. The 50 is 50 in a row, the 75 is 75 in a row. I'm not quite to the 100 in a row yet. I'm trying my best. I'm at, actually, my high is 98. That's my personal best. Got that one last year at an ATA shoot, which is the Amateur Trap Association, if anyone's wondering. yeah, that's where the Claybuster came from. I figured it was a cool name, and you can kind of do what you want, so I kicked it off with that. Other than that, yeah, I just remembered, very, very soon, I don't know when because I still want to upload to this channel, obviously, but I'm going to be trying to start up a new channel, and it's going to be called Claybuster Reviews. I have no videos on it yet, or nothing really set up in YouTube. I did create the account and start the channel, technically, I guess you could say. But otherwise, yeah, that'll be starting soon, where basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and stick to sponsored stuff on that channel. I might vary off just because I'm in the mood to, but I'll stick to reviewing. Like, I'll take an entire 10-minute video showing this in the water, the bait, showing catching fish, what I think of it, how strong it is. Oop, and you may have just heard Christian join back again. Let me just switch over here 1 second. Christian, are you back?
I am back.
Alright.
Phone somehow got unplugged, and there's something wrong with the battery. And it was only at one.
Kind of losing you here as well. Your
I am
camera's
back.
not on, just so you know.
Phone somehow got unplugged.
I'm sure
and there's something wrong with the
Christian and I
battery.
were talking before, and he has
And it
his
was
live stream
only
playing
at
in the
one.
background, so he can see that. But yeah, I'll be trying to start that new channel soon, Claybuster Reviews, and I hope you guys will like that. I'll try and stick to the sponsored stuff, like with Christian here, or my JSM Jig sponsor, who I don't really talk to that much. I do a lot more with Christian than I ever will with him, probably. So otherwise, I'm gonna I have a campfire going right here. I'm going to throw some wood on. Christian, if you want to start going into some bait making stuff now, because we wanted to include that in the stream. Go on to start trying to make a bait. I'm gonna throw some wood on the fire here real quick. And just so you know, we can't hear you. It doesn't show your mic being muted, but I can't hear you. Oh,
Can anybody?
there we go.
Now?
Yep.
Okay. Everything's good.
Yep.
Alright, awesome. So, for those of you who work on for those of
Can
you
anybody?
who are just arriving, my name's Christian.
Okay,
I'm hooked on Musky baits.
Everything's good.
Claybuster
Alrighty,
Productions,
awesome.
And
So,
first,
for those of you who
Rolling Musky
work
Shop,
on the
Musky Shop, Tackle,
for those of you who are just arriving, my name's Christian. I own the company Hooked on Musky Baits,
I have been
Claybuster Productions, and make
years now.
lures. I sell them through Rolling Musky Shop, R&M Musky Shop,
Talk about
Tackle, and Earlbeck Outdoors, and quite a few other shops. And I have been making baits for about 2 years now, and I'm gonna quick kind of talk about how you make a bait. So basically,
put on your beads, and you put on your crevices,
you start off with
another bead on
a
top,
wire shaft, and you have a hook and a split ring, and then you put an egg thinker on, and then you put a skirt on, and you put on your beads, and you put on your crevices, your blades, and another bead on top. You loop off your wire, and you have a finished bait. And it's really hard to explain unless you can go on my channel, Musky Slayer, over at Musky Slayer. I actually did a video on how to make a bucktail if you scroll back a ways through my video
you go back,
what do you call it, archive,
watch that video that
and
explained
hello, Elijah,
pretty thorough detail how
over
to
at
make 'em. And
saying hello, Musky Slayer Outdoors.
start your
Hello
own
to you as well. And
it's tough. Something that
if you go back
basically
and
I
watch that video
the way
that
I would
explained
it, as long as you
in
make a good
pretty
product,
thorough detail how to make them.
people will buy it.
And
And you know, don't
basically,
get
if you want to
discouraged
start your own bait
if
company,
people don't buy your bait. It takes a lot of time.
it's tough. It's something that
You gotta get
basically,
interested in.
I guess the way I would explain
That's
it
pretty
is,
much-
as long as you make a good product and sell it, people will buy it. And you know, don't get discouraged if people don't buy your bait. It takes a lot of time.
Alright,
You gotta get
take it away.
Alright, so I'm
you
just
gotta
plugging
get
in my
people
laptop now because it's
interested.
running low on battery. I had my
Yeah,
phone plugged in.
that's pretty much.
We're good.
Yeah.
Once again, to anyone who is watching right now, if you'd like to enter in the giveaway, type Claybuster in the live chat. Alright, now we have, I think, 2 people entered. Let me just do a quick
take it
check.
away.
Claybuster right there. Yep, we have 2 people entered right now. So if anyone else would like to enter, Claybuster in the chat, just like I did earlier. And you'll be entered, ooh, wrong button, right there. You'll be entered to win this right here. It's a 6-inch Senko, already rigged up with this offset hook, 3/0. And then we also have the 360 GT 2.5-inch Cisco color. This is just the regular old 360. This isn't the swimmer or the shad, with the extra tails that go along with that. So if you want to enter to win that, just add Claybuster in the chat, and you're gonna be entered. We'll do a drawing at the end right there. We got another one. Thank you for entering. We'll be doing the drawing at the end here, and if you're not around, just take a look at my next video. I'll put it in there, and then just message me on Instagram or Facebook, Claybuster Productions, and we're good. We'll get your stuff.
Yeah, hey, by the way, Mr. Elijah Brisky just entered. Said Claybuster. So,
Yep.
we're now
So we got
Elijah.
3 people entered here. Also, I would like to say one more thing. My next giveaway after I'm done with this one will be whenever I hit 500 subscribers. Christian, if you're okay, we can do another live stream again. Get more in depth into a certain topic if anyone would like to see that. We can talk about it as we get closer to when I hit like 450 subscriber mark, somewhere in there. And yeah, we'll talk. Definitely giving away something with Christian. We're gonna do a sponsored giveaway there. So if you're excited for that, good, perfect. Otherwise, I think if that's all we're gonna get for entries here. Anyone else? We have 3 people watching. If anyone wants to enter, one more real quick, just like I'm doing right there. Claybuster in the chat, just like that.
Oh yeah.
We'll give it till 7:10. We'll do the drawing to see who wins.
Okay, is it safe for me to enter?
No, go ahead. You have to type Claybuster in the chat. So yeah, just for anyone who's watching, then
Safe for me to enter.
when it comes down to camera setup as well, when it comes to starting your YouTube channel, personally I think you can get away with 1 camera setup. I did it up until last deer season, which that video won't be coming out probably ever. Just way too much just junk footage and nothing really good. That's when I switched over to the 2 camera setup with the main camera as well. But otherwise, yep, there you are, Christian. Otherwise, I started out with the GoPro Hero 8 Black is where I started. You can go to the 9, definitely. Christian here is at the Hero 3.
So, Hero 3 is a terrible camera. Do not recommend it.
But yeah, otherwise Hero 8 Black is how I started. Hero 9 I would definitely recommend as well. I'm going to be adding that one very soon to my lineup. Simply because when it comes to before you get a direct powering setup, it has a new feature where when you hit record, it keeps the 30 seconds of footage before you hit record. So it's just a lot easier than like when I have my cuts halfway through the fight is when I start, because I just wasn't recording the whole time. Now I have the direct powering set up and the large SD card, we can handle it. But yeah, that's personally where I would go with that, is how to start your YouTube channel. You can use a program on your phone. I used it for a number of my videos after school got out up until school started again, when I was able to get this laptop here. That's called InShot. It's just an app on your phone you can get for free. It works fairly well in my opinion. You're cutting in and out pretty bad, Christian, just so you know. I also can't hear you. I might lose you here. So, yeah, I lost him. Here, we're gonna switch back over here. Oh yeah, just so you guys can see then, this is my streaming setup I have here. This is called OBS Studio. I have 3 different options over here for different displays and scenes. I have this one, which is just my webcam here, so that you can see me. I have this one which I have set up for my screen, so that when I come over here, you all can see Christian, which face is still frozen, by the way. And yep, there you go, he left. Try and join back in here before we do the drawing, that'd be great. I'm going to buy a GoPro Hero 8 on Amazon. It's $200 there. That's actually where I got mine, off of Amazon. I actually bought mine in a kit. It came with a chest mount, head mount. Pretty much every single mount you can get is what it came with. So that's what I got, where I got my first GoPro, or the only GoPro I have, I should say. But then back to the streaming setup here. This is for the screen, which is why it keeps changing. And then this one is just the screen. So like I can show you here then, like over here is where the different scenes are. You can change audio. So now I'm really loud. Nothing at all there, as you can tell. Right where I had it there. The stop streaming, start recording. You can screen record, all that other good stuff. I'm just gonna switch back to here for now. And we'll get ready to do the drawing here. What do you use to edit? Personally, other than InShot on my phone when I don't have this laptop here, it's Premiere Pro, Adobe Premiere Pro. CC 2020 is the version that we have on here. Unless it's the 2021 version, let me check. Nope, 2020 version. Which that's roughly, I think it's $300 or something, $200 for that software. And you have to have a fairly strong computer to run it as well. This has 16 gigabytes of RAM, 256 gigabyte SSD. So I mean, it takes quite a bit to get it to run smoothly, or like streaming. Like you guys can see this stream quality. This is literally off of my phone for a personal hotspot, and it is off of this laptop then. And I'm in the middle of the woods. There's not very good cell reception here. So yeah, that's what it is for that editing. Doesn't take too long to memorize, honestly, or get used to. That's also what today's angler uses, by the way, if anyone's wondering. So I'll get the random name picker here. Enter all the names on a separate file. Alright, so the first one we have here that entered, we had PSB Photo, who by the way won my first giveaway that I did, which was, if you watched my very first video, I said I'm doing a 1 subscriber giveaway. Yeah, it just was my dream since the first time I wanted to start a YouTube channel, so I decided I did it. I can start the channel, or I started the channel. So yeah, PSB Photo, you are entered. Alright, next one we have then, we have, that's Epic. That's what I'm putting you in as. Don't mind my spelling there or anything. You can't see it right now, but I'll show you when we do actually do the drawing. Next entered, we have this Elijah Musky. I'll just copy and paste you in there, so I know I'll spell it wrong. Boom. Alright, then last but not least, Musky Slayer Outdoors. We'll put you in there. Christian, I know you're still watching the stream in the background. You can try and join back in the Google Meet before we do the drawing here. That'd be great. So, there we go. All the names have been entered. Alright, we'll pick the name here in just a second. What do I have right there? Thank you to everyone who stuck around. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button on this stream here and the subscribe button down below. You'll see more videos with me and Christian eventually. You'll see more videos with me endorsing, using Christian's baits and catching lots of fish, definitely. Whether it be between bass, ice fishing, but the main attraction, muskies. Everyone loves muskies. In fact, if I go right now to my last YouTube video to see how many views it's at here, we're at 106 and I've gained roughly 5 subscribers off of the video so far. So we're doing good. If you'd like, leave a comment on that video, would be awesome. I love seeing you guys' comments. I wish I saw more comments, honestly. Between that and my Instagram, Claybuster Productions, linked in the description of every one of my videos. Facebook, I haven't gotten linked in there yet. But yeah, so Christian, if you can join one more time, that would be awesome. Otherwise, I'm just gonna, you know what, we're just gonna go ahead and do the drawing here. So everyone who's watching, here we go. We're gonna pick the winner of, right here, unless there's anyone last minute, Claybuster in the chat real quick. We have right here 360 GT, the swim bait right here already rigged on the jig head, which by the way rattles. 2.5-inch Cisco color with the extra tails, basically like it came from the package, and the already rigged up Senko right here, 6-inch, and it's got the 3/0 offset hook already on it. Right there, we are now about to do drawing. Alright, right here we go. Random name picker, you can see right there. My mom and dad are just pulling in now. They left while I was doing the stream here. All the names are in there. And right here, pick a random name. Here we go, guys. 1, 2, 3. Who do we have? Who do we have? Where does it say? Musky Slayer Outdoors. Alright, you don't need to DM me or do anything like that. I'm sorry to everyone. It is fair. It's okay. Next time there will be more people entered. And by more people entered, I'm also going to take Christian off of that list. So, sorry Christian, but you can't win your next one because the next one is something you're doing. So, I'll get you your stuff and we'll send her out. Thank you to everyone who's been watching the stream here. We just had another viewer join. This was better than I actually thought it was going to be, if I'm being honest. I thought I wasn't going to have this many people with only 100 some subscribers. So thank you to everyone who's watching, who has watched my videos in the past, and who's going to subscribe and watch my videos in the future. Otherwise, I'm going to sign off here. Christian, thank you for joining me. We're definitely doing that again, going out fishing again. We're doing that again in the future. So everyone, thank you for watching. I'm signing off now, and I hope you guys have a good time fishing.